So the next area you need to know about for the SQE exam is trustees' duty to invest and the powers in relation to investment. So we'll start with types of investments. When trusts are created, they're often over either land or sums of money, or a mixture of the two. These trusts may continue for years, and it would be detrimental to the trust fund if it was allowed to stagnate. This is because unless the fund keeps up with the current rate of inflation, the capital value will actually decrease over time. In addition, if we have a trust which contains successive interests of a life tenant and a remainderman, the life tenant would be disadvantaged if the trust was making no income. As we've discussed before, there are various different investments that trust funds are likely to make. These may include bank and building society accounts, government stocks and bonds, or investments in either high or low risk company stocks. Different trust funds will invest different things depending on whether they want to receive income or capital or both from a trust fund. For example, unit trusts are a type of trust which specialize in high-risk sectors and companies and spread their investments over many different areas so as to similarly spread their risk. Now, the next consideration is investment types. So trustees will consider various factors when deciding what type of investments to choose for their trust funds. They consider things like how long will the trust last until the beneficiaries become completely entitled to the trust property, what types of interest exist in the trust, and how large is a trust fund. All of the different investments that we've considered previously have varying different levels of risk associated with them. For example, low risk investments will often include government bonds and bank accounts. Medium risk investments will often include company shares and investment or unit trusts. And high risk investments may include high risk company stock and high risk unit trusts. Real estate acquisitions are also an investment, common, and can provide both capital in the form of market price increase in the value of the property and income in the form of rent from leasing the property. Some investments will never be appropriate for increasing the value of a trust fund. An example of this is the purchase of a car, which would tend to lose value over time. They depreciate in value from the moment of purchase. Gambling trust money would also not be an appropriate choice for a trustee. So, for example, if we have a trust with Carolina and Timothy as beneficiaries, but where Carolina is a life tenant and Timothy is the remainderman, the trustees will have to find ways to both grow the capital of the trust and not to neglect the income in the process. They must therefore make investments which both bring in income and capital growth to the trust. If the trust is worth a lot of money, this means that the trustees are more able to diversify their investments. They may invest in stocks, which are likely to increase the capital value over the course of many years and would therefore benefit Timothy, but will also pay dividends and therefore benefit Carolina in the form of an income. They could also purchase land, renting the property out to generate income, and then later selling the property to generate capital. So what kind of question could you get on this in the SQE exam? Let's consider an example. John and Ismay are trustees over a trust which has both a life tenant and a remainderman. They decide to invest solely in cars for rent and therefore pay all of that income from the rent to the life tenant. Is this a good investment strategy for the trust? Yes, because they're giving income to the life tenant. No, because they're not making enough income. No, because they've not diversified their investments and are not creating capital for the remainderman. Yes, because cars are a low risk investment. No, because they should instead be investing in stocks. The correct answer is no, because they've not diversified their investments and are not creating capital for the remainderman. So answer C is correct, because they've only invested in one type of investment. This is not diverse enough, and they should also be generating capital for the remainderman. Answer A is incorrect, because the remainderman also has an interest in the trust. Answer B is incorrect, because that is not the reason why this investment is inappropriate. D is incorrect, because they are not generating capital. Cars typically reduce in capital value upon purchase. E is incorrect, because they should invest in multiple areas rather than just one, usually, and this may be an unsound investment.